All right, so an example. Let's say we want to know whether or not your class this semester is performing any differently compared to previous semesters. All right, so you might be thinking, well, we're not doing as well, maybe because we're online and face-to-face is always better, which, I do support face-to-face. I really do think that there's something to that you can't replicate in an online environment, but I'm trying really, really hard. All right, so you want to know whether your grades, your class's grades this semester are any different compared to the previous semesters. So let's look first at scores this semester. Now, I got to say, I made these up, all right? Because every semester that we're online, it's going to be different, right? A different group of people. But I just pulled these out of my head, and there's only 15 of them, all right? But let's say that these were your scores this semester, and the average X bar is 80. Now, previous semester's mean was 85. Again, this is a number I pulled out of my head. I don't actually know. I could figure it out, but this is what number came to me as being, well, that's probably fairly realistic. Okay, why is this a single sample t-test? Well, we have one group of participants for which we calculated X bar, and we want to compare this X bar to a constant. Are you beginning to think or maybe guess what that constant is? What are we going to compare this number to that we will be able to answer our research question, right? We want to know if your average this semester, your class, is any different from previous semesters. So in order to answer that, what are you going to compare the 80 to? Well, I think I can guess. Okay, so before we get there, again, why is this a one sample t-test? Well, we have one group, one set of numbers. We want to compare the mean of those numbers, in other words, 80, to a constant. And what is that constant? It should be what? 85, right? Because that is your research question. Is the mean for this semester any different from previous semesters? So this becomes your constant. See, it's the reason why this is not, the reason why this is not, let's say, a dependent or independent t-test where we have two means. You could say, well, this is a mean, right? It's a mean from a previous semester. Yes, it is. But do you have all the scores that make up that mean? Right? In order to do an independent t-test or a dependent t-test, you have to have two sets of numbers for which you calculate two X bars. Here we have just one set of numbers, one X bar, and then this is given to us. We don't actually have all the data that made up this X bar. All right, so this then is a constant. It's just one other number.